For years, Washington kept circling a truck speed cap rule, and the trucking industry went to war with itself over it. Most people think semis are slow because that much weight simply cannot move any faster safely. That is the myth. Many trucks can go faster. A lot of them do not because the software will not allow it. A modern speed limiter is not a metal part choking the engine. It is an electronic governor inside the truck's engine management. Once the truck reaches its programmed ceiling, the ECU starts taking power back by controlling fuel flow and engine response. So the cap does not feel like hitting a wall. It feels like the truck has quietly decided it is done accelerating. Think of it this way. Your foot can stay on the pedal, the road can stay open, the engine can still have more to give. But an invisible hand starts squeezing the power every time the truck touches that number. The pedal is still asking. The code is saying no. That sounds safer, and sometimes it is. Lower top speed means less crash energy, less fuel burned at high speed, less wear on the truck, and easier control for big fleets trying to manage hundreds or thousands of drivers at once. That is why many large carriers liked the idea. A capped truck is cheaper to run, easier to standardize, and harder for one driver to turn into a rolling liability. But the cleaner solution creates a dirtier road. A truck locked at 65 in a 75 zone creates a speed differential, and that gap changes how everyone else behaves around it. Cars close in faster, passing takes longer. Lane changes multiply, traffic compresses behind slower trucks and then bursts around them. Supporters look at the lower top speed and see lower impact speeds. Opponents look at the same highway and see more risky interactions per mile. And that is where the fight stops being technical and starts becoming political. Big fleet operators pushed for federal limiter rules for years. Owner-operators and opposing groups fought them as a rolling roadblock policy that would slow deliveries, hurt smaller operators, and hand bigger fleets an advantage. Because for a giant carrier, a governed truck can be a management tool. For an independent driver, it can feel like someone else just reached into the cab and took away one of the few things you still control. Europe settled this argument much earlier. The EU mandated speed limiters for heavy trucks in 1992, and the modern system effectively means heavy trucks in Europe are capped at 90 kilometers per hour by law. America never fully did the same. Washington proposed a federal approach, reopened it, argued over the data, then withdrew the federal effort in 2025. So the same global industry ended up running under two very different philosophies. Europe treated top speed as something the system should decide. America kept treating it as a fight. That is the real story. A semi's top speed is often not an engine truth. It is a policy choice written into software. And the argument begins the second that number is set. If you want more small things with big reasons, subscribe.